Capital One has officially stopped all new Discover applications. Okay. Now, this is for just a couple of their products. So, as we know so far, okay. So, here, let me go ahead and show you guys what exactly is going on. Okay. So, now, just so you all know, let me go ahead and share you all, share this screen with you guys just so you guys can see it. So, now, Discover, for those who don't know, Discover actually has different types of products outside of, a lot of people know them for savings accounts. A lot of people know them for credit cards. Here's the thing is that they also have a mortgage loan department as well too, okay? And a lot of people are literally going through the process with them right now for refinancing their home, home equity, things of that sort. And so either way, let me show you guys actually from their site here so you guys can actually see it straight from the source. So it says right here, only with their home loans process. So Discover Home Loans is no longer accepting applications for new home equity or mortgage refinance loans. Okay. Now they are still processing applications. Okay. But for those who don't know, why is this a big deal? There's a really big deal in this. Here's why. Number one, no one saw this coming. Okay. Now, granted, this is the mortgage industry, the home loan industry, things of that sort. But you still need to know that if this is changing, what else is going to come? Okay. The reason why this was very popular, as you guys can see right here, there was no application fees, no appraisal fees, no origination fees with this particular type of loan. Okay. And so, because of that, people were doing home equity loans. For those who don't know, this is if you have a home, you can take equity out of that home. Okay. And you could tap into your home equity with a low fixed interest rate. Then you could also, as another option, you could refinance that property in general. Okay. Now, whether you took cash from the home equity or not, you could refinance that home and then, of course, get a better interest rate. But again, because they had zero fees, let me tell you something. An appraisal fee is about $550 in most states. Origination fees is like $1,500 to $2,000 in most states. Closing costs is usually around about 3% of the price, okay, or the value of the home, depending on, obviously that's if you're buying a home, but closing costs are usually could vary. We're talking thousands of dollars that people saved. Either way, this is something that is no longer existing. Okay, so something to keep an eye on in general. Okay. And so now here's some questions that people had about this entire process. What is next to come? Let me go back to that other one here. So Discover has been in the mortgage business since 2012. Okay. After purchasing, essentially that section from Lending Tree for $55.9 million, only for 3 years later, they closed the home loan business. But at the same time, they kept everything as far as the refinances and things of that sort. So for 10 years, I'm thinking it's probably safe to say they probably wasn't making that much money. That could have been probably what the case is. But either way, this is something that they're saying, okay, we're not going to continue to keep this if we're not. I'm assuming they're not making that much money from it, as well. But here's the thing. Let me go ahead and see here where Capital One said. They said we're going to take away what they do. We're going to take away what they do well and try to very much continue to invest in those things. Okay. So again, we're going to take what they do well, not take away. Okay. The purchase is also allowing Capital One to get thrust into in the building of the national bank. Okay. So again, they're trying to obviously look better. As we know, Capital One is not the best when it comes to customer service, based on what a lot of people are saying and things of that sort. But again, we're going to see what they mean by that. Okay. What does that mean when they say they want to, actually get into the building and try to get more people, to take different types of products and things of that sort. Okay. But either way, there's obviously employees affected by the move. We're going to see how this ends up happening, because a majority of the home loans employees will take on the other roles within the company, or until the business is winded down, of course, and some positions will eventually be cut. Now, remember, this was one of the questions that a lot of people had was, hey, are people still going to have their jobs, right? And so this was well before the merger happened. So again, it's in the very early stages, guys. We're going to see what this turns into, and we'll most definitely keep you all posted as more changes are happening. Why is this a big deal? Because this is the first change so far. This is the first change so far. Okay. And we haven't seen anything else. You guys can see here. This is July 7, 2025. Okay. So again, this is the first change that Capital One is making so far with Discover. Okay. So right now it's the home equity business. Now there are some other things that Discover still has that I don't know if they make that much money from. Let me go ahead and show you guys this. So we go to discover.com. If you go there, you'll be able to see here where it shows all products. See, at first it had all the products lined up. As you can see here, now it's just down to credit card, of course, online banking, and of course, now personal loans. Now, to be honest with you, this is another sector that I think is going to be coming next, is going to be that personal loan sector. However, something to keep in mind, this was something I thought Capital One was going to keep. Why do I think Capital One it was going to keep this? Well, because Capital One doesn't do personal loans, right? Capital One doesn't do personal loans. So I think that they're probably going to keep personal loans, but I'm going to be honest. I thought they were going to do the same with the mortgages. Okay. So with mortgages, I'm surprised that they stopped that entire process. So who's to say that they're going to know that they're going to keep personal loans? Now, for those who don't know, Discover actually has an amazing personal loan product. Okay. For those who don't know, they are still one of the few people, one of the few banks. There's no fees to get a personal loan with Discover Card, period. Okay. And not only that, you can actually check your rate without impacting your credit score. This is a soft pull option. This is a soft pull option. Okay. So again, we don't know what's going to end up happening with this, but if they've taken away the mortgage refinancing and the home equity, who's to say that they're going to keep the personal loan side of things? Okay. But again, for those who don't know, personal loans make a lot of money, for banks. Okay. Mortgages make money as well too, because you can go get the asset, versus personal loans. If they spend the money and they don't pay you back, there's nothing you can go get for that. Okay. So we'll see how this whole thing pans out. Again, they're still doing the personal loan process, which a lot of people use for consolidating debt, making improvements to their home, covering medical costs, just a lot of things that people were using, specifically for that. So now Discover is now only doing credit cards, online banking, and personal loans. Here's another thing to consider. In this section, it did used to say savings accounts. Now they still do have some type of savings accounts, things of that sort. We'll see how that whole process goes, because with their online banking, as you guys can see right here, they're still doing a lot of these. Again, no fees, no surprises, that type of stuff. Let me tell you something. You're probably going to see this go away as well. It's kind of like when the new CEO of Red Lobster stepped in. What was the first thing he took away? He took away the endless shrimp. Okay. In my opinion, I think this is Discover's version of the endless shrimp. All of these bank products with no banking fees and all this stuff. Let me tell you something. Banks lose money on these types of products. So it says no insufficient funds or overdraft fees. I'm telling you, they're probably going to merge all these people over to Capital One. We'll see how this whole thing pans itself out, because again, that's some products that they can make money on, especially if they have the fees go back to where they were before. Let me let you here. Let me know your thoughts. Sorry, I can't speak today. I just ate too. But let me know your thoughts inside the comment section below, guys. And you guys know we always want to keep you guys posted, with all the news that changes and happens inside of the credit world. Okay. And by the way, we do get people that ask us all the time, can we help you improve your credit score? The answer is yes, we can. Okay. This is how it works. We have something that you can't get anywhere else. This is where we look at your credit report and we tell you exactly what you need to do to increase your credit score, or accomplish any goal that you're looking to accomplish, whether it's qualifying for homeownership, lowering your car payment. And look, we help someone literally. They went from a 575 to a 657. Another person went from a 650. I'm sorry, another one of her scores went from a 657 to a 684, and so on. Okay, so you guys can see people are most definitely seeing results. And by the way, guys, we have our session coming up on the 10th. Okay, we have a game plan Q&A. Is going to be at 12 p.m. It's going to be our game plan Q&A, and that's so you can get a custom game plan. Okay, you get a custom game plan. and we'll answer all of your questions. This is one of our people right here. They got a $20,000 limit credit card from following our game plan. Okay. And no matter what your goal is, home ownership, whatever, we've helped people do it. All right. Let's go ahead and go into the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys, about the change so far. Do you think it's a big change? Do you think it's something we should be worried about? Or do you just think they're just cutting the fat? They're just like, you know what? This is something that a lot of people don't know about. There's a lot of bank products out here that's just not popular, but they are some phenomenal products. I was talking to a client today, and he was saying how he was able to increase his credit scores without ever like getting a secure credit card. Back in the day, before all these credit builders came out, that was how people did it. You essentially just built your credit, that way. And however, this was back when companies essentially will let you do a CD, a certificate of deposit. And with that certificate of deposit, you would essentially borrow money and then pay it back. You're paying it back into a savings account typically. Okay. That is what led to the creation of self-lender. All right. So we'll talk about that, another day, but I thought that was pretty interesting, to know as well, too. Okay. But either way, guys, listen, don't want to hold you all up. I wanted to make sure you guys got that information that Discover is no longer taking applications on their home loan products. Okay. So let me go ahead and take a step back here, and I'll share this for those of you all who are just joining us. This is where they're doing it right here. Discover Home Loans is no longer accepting applications for new people. Okay, this is the end of their program. This is the first change that Capital One has officially made with Discover. Okay, and again, this is just a product that it was an amazing product, but a lot of people didn't even know that Discover did home equity loans, mortgage refinances, and things of that sort as well. Okay. But either way, I know some of you all will be coming back watching the replay. I know we got some elite members in the house. Elite, where you guys at? Raul is a part of the elite family as well, too. What's going on, Raul? Appreciate you being here. All right. But again, if you guys are coming back watching the replay, go ahead and let me know that you are. Go ahead and comment the word replay. Let me know that you guys were able to catch the replay, and let me know your thoughts about this overall. Okay. But either way, guys, won't hold you up. We'll see you guys on the next video. That is your credit news of the day.